A night train is climbing through the Alps, and something very valuable has disappeared from a locked room on wheels. The English here is clear, so settle in. Listen for the two clocks that do not agree. All aboard. The midnight sleeper climbed out of Ravenna. In carriage 3 traveled Mr. Edgar Vale, a collector, and his rare songbook Winter Orchard. Inside the front cover, in a paper sleeve, lay its real treasure, a sheet of music in the composer's own hand. At dinner, he showed it round the dining car and said where it would sleep, locked in compartment 7, not with him. The car was small, so by 10 o'clock all of carriage 3 knew it. Vale slept in 5, 7 was empty, taken only for luggage, so nobody slept behind that locked door. He hung the key round his neck. At 1 o'clock the conductor, Bruno Ferro, knocked and Vale checked the sleeve. The sheet was there. At 3:30 by his own watch, 4:30 in Bruno's railway book, he looked again. The sleeve was empty. Within the hour, every traveler had an explanation, and each sounded like a watertight alibi, so strong nobody could find a fault in it. In compartment 2 traveled Nora Quill, on her way to a wedding by the sea. Vale begged her to help, so she opened her notebook and began with the conductor. "Bruno, I need your times exactly, down to the minute." Down to the minute means exactly, with no difference in time at all. Bruno opened his silver pocket watch. A conductor's watch is never changed. Everything in this book is railway time. We reached Valdoro Pass at 3 and left at 3:30. Border check, 30 minutes. Past the pass, we enter Soren, 1 hour behind us. The passengers put their watches back while we stood there. For them, the moment we stopped, it became 2 o'clock again. Bruno would not discuss the locks in the corridor. He took Nora to his cabin, shut the door, and made sure they were alone. There is a master key. It opens every compartment and it hangs on that hook. My cabin is empty only during a border stop when I stand on the platform with the officers. Then, still behind the shut door, he added something about tonight. Valdoro has no electric light. One lantern hangs by the border office, and it is the only light out there, every night of the year. But tonight the signal lamp down the track failed, so once we stopped the officers carried a second lantern out to the rear steps. 2 lanterns on the snow instead of 1. 11 years on this line, and I had never seen it. Nora wrote it down and told nobody. So the theft had to fall inside those 30 minutes, 3 to 3:30 by railway time, 2 to 2:30 by every passenger's watch. She questioned each traveler alone, 1 compartment at a time. Mrs. Ansell, a book dealer, had sat in the dining car with the steward for the whole halt, and the steward agreed. Thomas Lind, a photographer, had stood in the snow for 1 long exposure across the same half hour, timed by his camera down to the minute and watched throughout by Bruno and the officers. His plate was still boxed and undeveloped, and there is no darkroom on a train. A thief will try to throw you off the scent, to send you searching in the wrong direction, so Nora listened to the clocks inside the answers. Let's pause for our first 3 phrases. Number 1, a watertight alibi. An alibi is proof that you were somewhere else, and a watertight one is so strong that nobody can find a fault in it. Every traveler here seemed to have one. Number 2, down to the minute, meaning exactly, with no difference in time at all. Number 3, to throw someone off the scent, from hunting dogs following a smell, to send someone searching in the wrong direction on purpose. A watertight alibi, down to the minute, throw someone off the scent. That left compartment 9 and a quiet bookbinder named Clara Devry. She answered almost too quickly. I was in my bunk from 2 o'clock. I never felt the train stop at all, and the conductor can prove it. He punched my ticket at 10 past 2. Bruno opened his notebook. That is correct. Ticket punched, 10 past 2. The door of 9 was shut, as it had been for every one of these conversations. No other traveler heard a word. There seemed to be no hole in the story anywhere, no missing part, nothing that failed to fit. Yet the music had walked out of a locked compartment. Nora was looking at the word at the top of Bruno's page, railway. Nora sat opposite Clara and spoke gently about the long night, and Clara relaxed. It is a beautiful line. I have taken it since I was a girl. I know every halt, I know which windows freeze, I even know where the conductor keeps his keys. Only the border is grim, all that cold, and tonight of all nights they had 2 lanterns burning out there, so the snow was as bright as a kitchen. Clara had let something slip. She had said by accident the very thing she meant to keep secret. Valdoro has 1 lantern all the other nights of the year. The second existed only tonight because the signal lamp had failed and it was carried out after the train had already stopped. Childhood journeys could not tell anyone that. Nora ran through the alternatives. Bruno had told her behind his own shut door, and she had told nobody. The officers never left the snow. Tomas went from the cold straight to his bunk without speaking to anyone, his plate undeveloped. Mrs. Ansell and the steward sat out the halt behind the dining car's winter shutters and saw no platform and no light. Clara had not left compartment 9, nor spoken to another passenger from the moment the train stopped. Vale had slept between his 2 checks, his blind down. So only 3 kinds of people could speak of a second lantern tonight: someone out in the snow, someone awake at a window during the halt, or Bruno and Nora themselves. Clara claimed to be none of them. A woman who slept through the stop cannot describe the light on that platform, and a woman with nothing to hide does not think about the conductor's keys. Now Nora laid her own watch and Bruno's side by side. Bruno's had never been changed. It still ran on Rivenna time, while every passenger's watch had gone back 1 hour at the pass. So Bruno's 3 o'clock was the passenger's 2 o'clock. The stop began at 3 and ended at 3:30 by railway time. Bruno punched Clara's ticket at 10 past 2, railway time, 50 minutes before the train ever reached the pass. It doesn't add up, Nora said. When something doesn't add up, 2 pieces of information cannot both be true at the same time. Her proof placed her in her bunk at the first 10 past 2 of the night before the clocks went back. Her alibi was watertight for the wrong hour. Then Nora pieced it together. She put the separate facts side by side until they made one clear picture. Clara had waited for the halt. Bruno was outside with the officers, his cabin stood empty, and the master key hung on the hook she had known about since she was a girl. Compartment 7 held only luggage behind a locked door, with no sleeping passenger inside to hear that key turn. 30 quiet minutes, 1 master key, 1 paper sleeve. "You took the music," Nora said, "and you knew better than anyone here that the clocks were about to change." From under her pillow, Clara drew the sleeve. On the back, in soft pencil, written by Inez Devry, aged 17. "My grandmother. When we lost everything, the songbook was sold with her music inside it." Nora decided it was time to set the record straight, to tell the true version of what had really happened. Our last 5 phrases. Number 4, a hole in the story, a part of an account that is missing or does not fit the facts. Number 5, to let something slip, to say by accident something you meant to keep secret. Clara let something slip when she described two lanterns on a platform she claimed to have slept through. Number 6. To piece something together, to put separate facts side by side until they make one clear picture. Number 7. It doesn't add up, meaning two pieces of information cannot both be true at the same time. Number 8. To set the record straight, to tell the true version of what really happened. A hole in the story, let something slip, piece something together, it doesn't add up, set the record straight. So what happened? A page of music vanished from a locked luggage compartment, and every traveler had a watertight alibi. But the conductor's watch ran on railway time and was never changed, while every passenger put a watch back 1 hour at the border. Clara's ticket was punched at 2:10 on Bruno's clock, 50 minutes before the train even stopped, so it didn't add up, and the hole in the story showed. Then she let something slip, 2 lanterns on a platform that has only one, the second carried out after the train had stopped. Nobody asleep behind a closed door could know that. In those 30 minutes, the master key hung free in an empty cabin, and everyone had known since dinner that the music was locked in 7. Nora pieced the rest together, and the answer was a grandmother's song, not money. Vale did not call the police. He kept the book and gave Clara the sheet. Now, 2 statements. True or false? 1. Clara's ticket was punched after the train reached the pass. 2. Clara could have learned about the second lantern as a child on this line. Both are false. And your listening task: go back to Clara's words about the cold at the border and play that sentence until you hear what gives her away. The sea is in sight, and so is the answer that sat in plain view from the first mile. Every clue was given openly: the unchanged railway watch, the 1-hour change at the border, the master key on its hook, the 30 empty minutes, and the second lantern that burned for one night only. If you solved it before Nora did, that is a very good day for your English. Play it twice. First the mystery, then the 8 phrases. Nora Quill's next case is cued beside this one. Press subscribe and watch the clocks.